Hey guys, I'm here at Manila Airport. You know, I've been hearing a lot of chatter lately, and a lot of people have been talking to me about is the European crisis with what's going on with Russia and Ukraine and, Finland and Sweden joining NATO. Is that affecting anything in Asia, or is it affecting the Philippines? And in reality, it's not really affecting us that much over here. But you know something? We do worry about it as Americans and Europeans. We do chat about it once in a while when we're sitting around the table or something. Sometimes it does come up in our talks or whatever. You know, I was reading the other day that this is the closest we've ever come to World War III or nuclear war since the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now, whether that's true or not, that's what the reporter was saying. I found that kind of interesting that he did say that, because, you know, I'm a big follower of what goes on in the world. I follow news like there's no tomorrow, and especially when we're talking about World War III or, the Cold War. You know, I was a Cold War submariner. So when I was a kid, I always followed, even when I was like 13, 14 years old, I was always reading up on Russia, trying to find out what they were up to next. My father and I were always talking about it. It was kind of an interesting, childhood thing to grow up thinking about that. But I actually wrote an article in one of the newspapers, and they actually printed it when I was 13 years old in one of the editorial sections, which I still have on my phone. I saved it on my phone. I took a picture of it. And, here I am now in my 60s, and we're still talking about that. And that's kind of scary, but it does give you a better feeling about that, hey, maybe this isn't, we'll never go into a nuclear war. And I hope not, because it's almost like assured destruction on both sides if we ever did. World War III is probably going to be a conventional war, if it even gets to that. Let's hope it doesn't. But over here, most of the Filipinos don't even pay attention to it. They don't talk about it. They don't even know about it. They don't follow world news like Americans do and like Europeans do. They just kind of, hey, I'm not going to worry about it. It's not much in the news over here. We don't see much chatter on the news over here. We have to go into other sites to find out about that stuff, which is kind of interesting. I myself, like I said, I follow news all the time. I am worried about this. I'm worried about China also. I think over here we see a lot more news about China than we do about Russia and Ukraine, or, possibly Russia going to war with NATO or what have you. We don't hear that much over here about that. We hear more about the China issues, what's going on with China. And yet over here, they still talk with China like they're a friend, which is kind of strange. They kind of try to keep up, and I guess you kind of have to if you live here. When the big bully in the neighborhood wants to come visit you and talk politics or talk about, what they want to do with you, I guess you have to sit down and chat with them, and that's the way it is. No matter what country you are here in Asia, when the big bully comes to talk, you got to sit down and talk to them. But also when the United States comes, of course you would give them the same respect, because the U.S. has a lot of history here, a lot of World War II history, and hopefully we never have to go through that same history again here in the Philippines or in Asia or anywhere in the South Pacific or anywhere over here, or even in the Atlantic for that matter again. And sometimes it does look like things might be lining up that way. And like I said, I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. We've been talking about this one time before, a long time ago, about China and stuff like that. And I did want to throw in NATO and all that, because I think it's kind of important that we do talk about this on this channel, because a lot of expats worry about stuff like that. They worry about whether it affects them or not. And to be honest with you, it doesn't affect us that much here. It affects us only in that we worry about our home countries. We worry about Europe. We worry about the United States. We worry about Canada. We worry. We have people back there that we love and we care about, and we want to be safe. Now, if this does ever go down, I will say this. I think there'd be big food shortages here, because a lot of our food gets shipped in here. So if we ever did go to war, I think the Philippines would be the safer place to be, probably, because it'd be as far away from anything with a NATO war, not with a China war. I'm talking about a NATO war. I think, we don't have to worry too much about that. But if China gets involved, then we got to worry over here. I'm not sure where we're going to go with this, what's going to happen with this. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're all going to be safe in the end. I hope diplomacy rules over everything else. Right now, the way I see it, I don't think we're as close to having a nuclear war as they said in the news, saying this is as close as we've been since the Cuban Missile Crisis. I think we're in dangerous ground here for sure. And there is word out that Putin is also sick, possibly having terminal cancer or some sort of terminal illness or Parkinson's or something. He definitely looks different. He's walking different, and his face is a lot puffier. And when a man gets sick like that and he's dying or he's terminal, he really doesn't care what he does at that point. And that's what I'm a little bit concerned about as far as that goes. Anyway, guys, I want to talk about that, and I want you guys to throw out your 2 cents worth on this. You know, do you think we're going to go there? I'm not sure. I think if we ever do go to war, it'll just be a conventional war. I don't think any buttons will be pressed. I don't think we're going to, anything like that is ever going to happen, because it's mutually assured destruction for both countries, no matter what. Or it could be Europe and the US and Canada or whatever. Mutually assured destruction if we ever launched a nuclear warhead, or they ever launched one against us. They're both going. And the same goes for China too. And the world will be a different place to live. It'll be a place that you wouldn't want to live. Anyway, guys, God bless. Let's hope this never happens. I don't think it's going to happen, but I do think if we do go into a war, it'll just be a conventional war, which is no better than any other type of war. Millions of people will probably still get killed like as in the past, and it'll be terrible for everybody involved. Food shortages, fuel shortages, everything going down. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care. And I don't think it's something that we can change by worrying about. So what else can we do? We can come to the Philippines and we can live our life out and live our dreams out here. God bless, guys. Take care.